really clear choice. I'm sure that Apple will be developing services around this location data that some customers will like to use, but I think people have to be clear what's going on. What tends to happen is, with technology like this, if people discover they're being tracked and they feel they weren't told about it, they weren't asked to consent, then often there's a really significant consumer backlash. And I think Apple's at risk. It's had such good publicity and branding for its iPhone so far. This could be something that could really damage that.
Brian Glick, I assume that, I mean, at one end of it, this sort of information could be used fairly harmlessly for marketing. It can be irritating, but it's harmless. At the other end, presumably people who get hold of this information about any of us could use it for much more sinister or malicious purposes.
Well, that's right. This is all about honesty and openness and transparency. Potentially, this is completely harmless. It could be that Apple might only use this information for providing people with additional services they might really like. But the problem is that nobody knows, because Apple has not been open and honest about why it's collecting this information and what it's going to do for it. And inevitably, where there is that sort of uncertainty, there are going to be some people who are going to think this is a bad thing. Apple and its partners really need to say to people, this is why we're doing this, and this is what it means to you.
Ian Brown, we were talking about Apple so far, because that's the only one that's come to light. Are we aware of any other smartphones that have got similar technology that would allow them in a way to dog our every footstep?
A lot of phones do have these location tracking services. Having said that, the researchers that found the iPhone tracking have said they've looked at Android phones and not found anything similar there. But it's a broader question. As these services become absolutely ubiquitous, as the software on your phone will be using your location to do all sorts of things, it's really important people understand what's going on, what data is being stored, and how it might be used in future.